who hurt you. I wonder who made you so mad. Tell me, where did you learn to be so negative? You're such a drag. 'Cause every time you talk it sound like blah 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 blah.
Did you help write the Justin Trudeau post? Because it just sounds like you. It sounds like you. And I saw it. I'm like, it's Alina!
Making trolling great again from the White House. That's what's good.
Congratulations.
No, I didn't, but God, I loved it. So good. Governor Trudeau, how are you doing?
Congratulations, Alina. From our, our audience, you are beloved in this audience, and you've been. And I have never said this to any other guest, but I'll just say it because it's the truth, and everyone needs to hear it. If Trump, I will avail our bookers on this program to Trump anytime to get information on who was willing to defend Donald Trump on the record and to come on shows like ours. And you were one of like two people. It was you, Mike Davis, Kash Patel. Like that's about it. In the darkest days of lawfare against Trump, we're the only people we could book to come on here and defend him. So many members of Congress ran, so many fake Republicans sprinted, so many cowards ran away. You ran towards the gunfire, and we are so happy for you that you are getting the position that you deserve here in this White House. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm happy for me. I'm happy for America because I'm going to work really hard like I have for the last 3.5 years. And that's what it's about. You know, it's an amazing opportunity. And obviously when this all happens, it's very stressful. You have to make tough decisions, but this was a blessing, and I'm ready to get to work. I'm like, let's go. I want to clean up. Let's go. I know where my passions are and where I'm really best used for the American people. And I cannot wait to stand by President Trump's side and help him navigate the next 4 years.
It's kind of an extension of what you've already been doing, right? And it's what you've been doing for 4 straight years. We have the announcement. We'll pop it up on screen, but you please explain to our audience, counselors to the president, the vectors of responsibility and what you expect to be doing at the White House.
Sure. So counselor to the president is very different than White House counsel or counsel to the president. That is more of a legal role, which I'm actually stepping more into the role that I actually have turned into, which is an advisor, a senior advisor for President Trump, looking at policy, looking at, media. If you look historically at what it's become, it's kind of evolved as somebody who's in the West Wing that it helps the president make tough decisions, is a conduit for other departments to come speak to help filter out what needs to be done and navigate certain things. I know for me, obviously, my history in lawfare and all of that, I'll be tremendously excited to help Pam and her team and to help Kash and his team and to make sure that America is just a little bit more safe from within. That's something I'm very passionate about. And policies that are America first. So it's funny because it's a different role than I started at, but I think my role has changed anyway. I'm not just his lawyer. I've become an advisor, and I am going to stay that way. And I'm really, really happy.
Yes. So can you fill us in a little bit? It's a question that we have for anybody coming into the administration. What can people expect on day one?
Oh, so much work. So President Trump, he's the kind of guy that gets in there and he immediately signs orders. I think there's certain things that we have continuously said are very important. Homeland security, but more importantly, the border security. Tom Homan has been incredibly vocal about it. And of course, the left-wing media will try and twist it like we're breaking families apart. No, we want to have immigration done the right way. That's number one, because that leads to so many things. The fentanyl crisis, very important. For me, for the Attorney General, and I don't want to speak for Pam, but I know that the Department of Justice, we need an overhaul. We need to fix that. Look at January 6th. That's something we've talked about. The people that have been held without due process on the January 6th sham trial, the people that walked in, were escorted in, walked out, didn't hurt anybody, didn't break anything, touch anything. Those people should not be held in solitary confinement for years. That's a political issue. And politics have no place in our government, and especially in our courtrooms. So I think those are things that are top of mind. And then the economy, but that will not be an overnight thing. President Trump has already started working, to be honest. So January 21st will not just be our first day physically in the office. We've been working, and he's been working tirelessly. If you see the meetings he's had, Benny, you've been at Mar-a-Lago, there's some crazy people all of a sudden coming out of the woodworks and saying, we're going to help work with you. Eric Adams, you could listen, Mark Zuckerberg, Trudeau. These people are now saying, hold on, there's going to be tariffs. Hold on, there's going to be accountability. Wait a minute. I'm going to have to deal with this guy now. He's in. I better come in and talk to him. And that's exactly what he's been saying. America needs strong leadership. And he's been leading. And he is effectively leading now. Joe Biden is nowhere to be found. President Trump was just in France. I'm just really proud of the work, frankly, he's already done. And we're going to continue to do. I'm excited to be alongside him.
Did you advise the young man in this photo to do the moose antlers at Trudeau? There's a young man in the background here. I'm not sure how close we can zoom. Okay, there we go.
Wait, I need to see this.
Yeah, the little kid right there. I'm not sure if you can see, but you can see the little kid sticking his tongue out and doing moose antlers.
Oh, that's so funny. That's Bill's family.
At Trudeau,
I know
you
who
can see
that family
clear
is.
as day
That's
right
so
there.
Cute.
Yep.
Some kid. He probably. Well, look.
Clear
He's
as
forever in history.
This is the viral photo, and everyone's like, enhance, enhance, enhance. Wow, welcome to Mar-a-Lago, Justin.
By the way, that's so typical. It's such a fun place. It's something special, and it's become the it's become the White House effectively for President-elect and President Trump's team, and we're having meetings. And now transition, we moved so quickly through transition. I mean, he put people in right away. And that was important because now they're all working so that we can literally hit the ground running day one. That kid's so cute. I mean, I love that. But you have to remember, it's a private club, but there are guests and there are people there watching. It's amazing. I mean, you sit right next to him having a meeting with Trudeau or him having a meeting with whomever, Elon, and that's the environment. It's been a really special ride, I would say, for the last 3.5 years, but the last month has been spectacular.
I want to take just a moment and step back into this role of counselor to the president, because you are going to be fielding questions. You are going to be you against the entire press corps out on the White House lawn. You're going to be defending people like Elon and Vivek, and Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. And I know you know them all very close. You're allies with all of them. But it's going to be sort of your role to defend their actions, and there's going to be some screaming. There's going to be some demon screams from inside of Washington, D.C., and especially the corporate press. Now, of course, you're no stranger to this. We have no shortage of B-roll of you standing in front of a phalanx of corporate media that want to eat you alive. But this is going to be on another level, Alina. It's going to be very exciting. You're going to be the first line of defense for Doge, for Kash, for Pam Bondi. It's going to be exciting. You ready for that?
So.
Are you ready for that?
I hope so. You know what? I told them. I actually told Kash and I told Pam, lean on me. I am not afraid. I am a fighter. I don't think they need me by any means, but I can tell you they all can speak incredibly well for themselves. But these are my friends, and these are people that I know incredibly well. And to me, I feel like I'm just continuing to work with my family. And now we can really make the changes we need to do. And I will always be happy to defend their actions whenever anybody challenges them, because I know who these people are. I know what they want to do. There is no retribution. That's not the people that we are. These are good Americans that are going to fight really hard on their departments and have a huge department to take care of. And if I, as counselor to the president, am able to assist the global administration in any sort of way, that will be my goal. I'm there to help President Trump as his counselor, but I'm there to help all of the departments in any way I can. And I'm really, really invigorated and excited to do so. And I can't wait for that first White House lawn conference.
I'm not sure if you can see the B-roll here, but this is why people love Alina Habba. Look at this. It really is like it's like a episode of Law and Order. It's like incredible. It's like the one woman against the entire machine. And we've watched over the past years you do this and be the only person standing in this middle of the street, in the middle of downtown Manhattan. And so maybe it will come totally naturally to you. What is a key issue that you're excited to fight for in DC? How about you? Like is there a pet project or something you're excited to take on?
Yeah. For me, like I said, I really can't wait to help the DOJ and to
Mm,
help Cash and the FBI and to make sure a couple things that really bother me as an American. I don't
mm,
think we should be spying on people, moms. I don't think we should be spying on people that have no, lawfare effectively. Period. The end. I have been a spokesperson for lawfare and witch hunts, and I will not disregard what has happened over the last 3.5 years because it made me disenchanted with the practice of law and
mm,
it made me disenchanted with the judicial system. And that shouldn't be. And I think that I want Americans to feel that the DOJ, the FBI, that all of these administrations are fighting for them, not against them.
mm.
So as much as justice reform and all of those things, much like Jared focused on, I would love to be able to help in that regard. And I think that's where I will probably be most valuable. There's just the list goes on and on. Fentanyl crisis. I think there's not a person that hasn't been touched by somebody who has suffered with drug addiction and abuse addiction. And that's near to my heart as well. So I think that there's certain things that you love and you're really passionate about. Mine have been pretty obvious to the American people and the president over the last few years, and I hope that I can assist them in any way I can.
I know we're up against a hard out, so I just want to give you an opportunity to step into your role right now and say, what's your message to the people who engaged in what is plainly illegal lawfare, from Merrick Garland to Jack Smith to Fani Willis, who still has her charges ongoing against President Trump? What's your message to them, Alina?
My message to those individuals or America, because it's two very different messages.
Yeah, to those
My
individuals,
message
because there's quite a
my
few
message
resignations
to those
happening. People saying that
listen,
Christopher
my
Wray may
message
resign, you know? Yeah.
he better. My message to America is the president has selected the best attorney general, the best FBI director, the best people, Tom Homan, all these people, Pete Hegseth, they're all amazing. And they're all on the same mission, which is that we do not accept America turning into a third world country. And
Mm,
that's what they've done to us.
mm,
So my message to them is your behavior is not unnoticed. I have lived it for 3.5 years with President Trump. I will make sure that every administration is doing what they need to do to make sure that Americans are feeling safe and trusting our administration. They should never be afraid of our administration.
mm,
There have been days that I've been afraid. That's not acceptable to me. We are supposed to protect our own. So that number one is that message. You did not protect us. What Alvin Bragg did to Penny, what he has done with his political motivation in New York, Letitia James, those people, they're doing a disservice to the American people, and we need to have some sort of reform that will make sure that people are not politically motivated through donor dollars, that
mm.
there's not political motivation to attack or go after somebody through lawfare. And I say that for all Americans. And people are afraid to register to vote as a Republican because they're afraid that so and so will come after them. Should never happen. So for me, that's top of mind. And the message is, nobody knows it better than me. I've lived it. So I'm excited to get in there and find out what happened and clean it up. It should not happen ever again. And also I feel like now I get to be America's lawyer. I'm not I've been fighting for him, and now I get to go into the White House and fight for them. And I'm excited to use my voice to do so.
That's beautiful. I get to be America's lawyer. We're gonna make a Chiron actually that just says that, and we'll make like a special Alina Habba stinger actually for America's lawyer. I can already see it. Okay, we already see it. It's probably already in design. So Daniel Penny, you did just name drop Daniel Penny. You're a proud New Yorker, and this must have been horrifying for you to see, along with the lawfare against your boss, Daniel Penny, acquitted. Eli Crane was just on the program saying that he should get the Congressional Medal of Honor. You think he should get the Presidential Medal of Freedom?
I think my focus, I say that, look, that's up to the president to decide. I think that what he did was protect Americans that day, and that shouldn't go unnoticed. I think the bigger problem, as I've said, is why did this happen to a 20-something-year-old kid that didn't deserve to have to endure this, the money that he must have had to spend. It's expensive to go through this, to have a state DA after you. It's petrifying. And it's not acceptable. I think that the medals and all that is well and good, and that's lovely, but you can't fix the fact that this poor kid's been sitting in a cell waiting to be vindicated. And the money, the taxpayer dollars that America again spent with DA Bragg's, again, politically motivated. This whole thing, it's when I say political motivation, it doesn't mean because he's a politician. It means because Bragg is concerned about Bragg getting press. And press is not what his job is. His job is safety, enforcement, protection against real criminals. He has ignored real criminals and instead given them bail reform. Meanwhile, this kid who helped people with somebody who had been arrested over 40 times had to go sit in prison. That's unacceptable to me. So the medals are lovely. It's fluff to me. I am so focused on the underlying issue and passionate about it that this just stops happening, because we're seeing it happen by the same cast of characters, and they have to be accountable for what they've done. It's not acceptable. This kid can't get that time back, and no Medal of Honor, as beautiful as it would be for him to have it, will fix what has happened. It's a deterioration of our faith in the justice system. We can't have it. So, all I hear is all these things, but they're not going to fix what this kid went through. They're just not. You know what fixes it? Making sure it never happens again. It can't happen again. And we have to make sure that this never happens again.
This is my final question to you is here is a photo of us at Mar-a-Lago with Kash Patel a couple days ago. It was great, and here's us with your incredible purse, with your incredible clutch as ever. It's a big update from the necklace. Amazing.
I wanted to make sure you could read it this time.
Yeah, 12 hours later, you get named counselor to the president. So I think there's a connection here, actually, and I hope you bring that to the White House lawn. My question is this: it's about public lying. This has happened a lot with the current administration, but it really was. I think it bridged too far with Democrats with the pardon of Hunter Biden. The public lying, the saying on the record time and time again that it was never going to happen, and that happened from the White House where you're going to be working. That happened from the most prestigious podiums that you can. Taxpayer-funded podiums, the most powerful podiums in the world, and they just sat there and lied, right? And just lied, and they didn't even ask forgiveness when they were proven to be liars. They didn't even. They had no remorse. It was despicable. No. Yeah, how are you going to reclaim that mantle, right? How are you going to sanitize, that place?
Yeah. That's a great question. I think that I've always been transparent with the American people. When I came out of courtrooms and told them what they couldn't see was happening inside the courtroom, I did that on purpose because I want people to be held accountable for how you treat people. And I want you to know what's actually happening on the inside. I think that, our press secretary will be answering those tough questions every day. And then for anything else, I'm there. I mean, I'm there, and I'm always not afraid to answer a question when it's asked of me. And I think that we're going to be an amazing team of transparency. If you look at what's happening with Doge, Elon and Vivek are doing amazing work already, being very transparent about what they're looking at, having a new platform for you to come, see, ask questions. I think my method's been always the same, Benny. I don't say no to shows, as you know. I don't shy away from questions. I never will. And as counselor to the president, I continue to do so. I will be there to answer those questions when people want to understand or feel that they're not fully aware of something. I'm happy to clarify that. I always will. And I make that assurance to the American people. I'm there, but I still have a very loud voice. I will continue to use it.
Yes. Well, we're very much looking forward to that exorcism of the White House and to getting actual honesty from it. Please look into who brought the cocaine, by the way. And,
I know. Let's see that. I want to
look into that. Just if you don't mind, just when you have free time, please just ask a couple people. Maybe ask some of the people working there. Like, who was it exactly? And you're always welcome on our show, Alina. Everyone follow. You can tell us.
That won't get me fired at all, I'm sure.
I think we have a suspicion we know who it is. So everyone follow Alina Habba. 500,000 by Christmas. Done. 1 million next year. Alina Habba, one of the best there is. Godspeed. We're so proud of you.
Thank you for your support. I couldn't do it without you.
So proud of you.